There's a moment on the path to your dreams when everything feels eerily still. You ask, you pray, you visualize, and yet, silence. No signs, no breakthroughs, no movement. It's easy, in that space, to believe the universe has turned its face away from you, to believe you're being forgotten, overlooked. But here's the sacred truth most never hear. When it feels like nothing is happening, everything is happening, behind the veil of the unseen. You are not being ignored. You are being prepared. You are being tested. Every dream you have declared, every vision you have dared to hold, it demands an energetic match. Not just a fleeting vibration on a good day. A stable, unwavering frequency that says, I am ready. The universe doesn't respond to our wishful thinking. It responds to our embodiment. And sometimes, before the door swings wide open, life will place you in a moment that feels like stillness to see if your faith can hold steady without proof. Because if you can hold the vibration without seeing the evidence, you are no longer hoping. You are knowing. And knowing is the key that unlocks everything. So if you're feeling like the universe has forgotten you, if you're wondering why your prayers seem unanswered, your dreams delayed, understand, you are in the most critical part of the journey. You are being asked one sacred question. Will you trust the vision more than you trust the visible world? Today, I'm going to guide you through this invisible initiation so you can recognize the test, rise above the illusion, and embody the version of you that the universe has already said yes to. Let's dive in. I'll keep the flow and tone consistent, bringing the emotional momentum higher. Starting now. Starting the writing, one moment. There's a particular ache that settles in the heart when it feels unseen. When you've poured your energy into becoming, praying, aligning, and still, the outer world remains silent. No calls. No signs. No miracles. In those hollow moments, the mind whispers a dangerous story. Maybe you're not meant for it. Maybe you're not worthy after all. Maybe the universe just doesn't care. But here's what you must know. That voice, that painful narrative is not the truth. It's the echo of an old self, the part of you that was conditioned to believe love must be earned, blessings must be chased, and validation must come from outside of you. The universe does not withhold. The universe is not fickle or cruel. The universe operates on vibration, pure, impartial, and exact. And in the space where it seems like nothing is happening, it's actually listening deeper than ever. It's tuning in, not to your words or your desperate wishes, but to your beingness. It's asking, can you remain aligned even when the outside world gives you no confirmation? Can you trust the seed is growing even when it's still beneath the soil? Most people, when faced with the silence, collapse. They withdraw their energy. They curse the journey. They downgrade their dreams to fit the evidence. And without realizing it, they interrupt the miracle that was already forming. Because here's the spiritual law that Florence Scovel Shinn taught, and that every master of manifestation understands. What you persist in believing, despite appearances, must harden into fact. The silence is not a no. It's a sacred invitation to become the version of you who doesn't need proof in order to believe. The truth is, the more important your manifestation is to your evolution, the more likely you will encounter this illusion of being ignored. Because dreams that are deeply tied to your soul's expansion, dreams about love, abundance, purpose, require you to become a higher version of yourself to receive them. And how do you become that version? Not by pleading, not by pushing, but by standing still in faith, refusing to be moved by temporary appearances. Neville Goddard said it best, faith is loyalty to the unseen reality. When you feel forgotten, when you feel abandoned, that is the moment your loyalty to your vision is being tested the most. Not because the universe wants to punish you, but because the universe is preparing to trust you with more than you have ever held before. Imagine a gardener who plants a seed. She doesn't dig it up every day, searching for evidence that it's growing. She knows that silence is not absence. She knows that beneath the soil, unseen forces are orchestrating life. The same is true for you. The delay you feel is not a rejection. It's a gestation. It's a season where your vibration is deepening, your roots are anchoring, and your capacity to receive is expanding. If you can embrace the illusion of being ignored as a necessary phase, not a punishment, but a preparation, you will move through it with power. You will become the rare one who doesn't abandon their dream halfway, the rare one who finishes the journey and collects the harvest. And soon, what once seemed like a silent void will erupt into visible blessings. Not because you forced them, but because you matched them. Because you became the living embodiment of what you once only dared to imagine. Are you tired of attracting the wrong people and ending up in frustrating relationships? The truth is, the love you receive reflects the energy you radiate. If you want to build deeper, healthier, and more abundant connections, you need to shift your energy. In my book, The Law of Attraction in Relationships, I'll show you how to transform your energy and attract the kind of love you truly deserve. Stop repeating the same mistakes. Start your transformation now. Click the link pinned in the first comment and dive in. Most people hear the word test and immediately think of judgment. They imagine a cosmic authority figure sitting in the heavens, deciding who deserves to succeed and who must be denied. But that's not how the universe works. The universe is not judging you. The universe is reflecting you. Tests are not punishments. They are mirrors. They are opportunities for you to see the unseen parts of yourself, the hidden doubts, the quiet fears, the old limitations, and transmute them into new power. A spiritual test is simply this: a moment when your inner world is called to remain steady, while the outer world challenges it. It's when the vibration you've been practicing meets the resistance of old patterns. It's when the new story you are writing about yourself is confronted by the echoes of the old one. It's not personal. It's not cruel. It's evolution. Imagine you are a violin string, tuning to a higher pitch. At first, as the string tightens, it resists. It wobbles. But only through that tension does it finally settle into the new, pure frequency. Your soul is tuning itself to the frequency of your desires. And the tests are moments of tuning. Nothing more, nothing less. The most profound shifts of life often occur not when everything is easy, but when you choose to stay in alignment despite difficulty. When you choose to affirm love even when fear is louder. When you choose to embody abundance even when scarcity stares you in the face. When you choose to trust even when the outcome looks uncertain. This is what separates those who dream from those who manifest. Because anyone can be faithful when evidence is everywhere. But it takes true mastery to believe when nothing seems to support you. Joseph Murphy taught, the subconscious mind accepts as true what you feel is true, not what you wish were true, not what you half-heartedly hope could be true. What you deeply feel is true, even in the absence of proof. And this is why spiritual tests are essential. They draw out your real vibration, not the one you present when everything is going well, but the one you carry in the hidden corners of your being. They revealed, you trust the process or only the results? Do you know your worth, or are you still negotiating for it? Do you believe in your vision, or are you still secretly doubting yourself? These are not easy questions. They are not meant to be, because the version of you who holds the life you dream of, the love, the abundance, the purpose is not a fragile version. It's a version forged in clarity. It's a version who has faced the silence, faced the setbacks, faced the test, and chosen to rise anyway. Think of every spiritual teacher, every great soul who ever lived. Jesus in the wilderness, Moses in the desert, Buddha under the Bodhi tree. Before the breakthrough, there is always the test. Before the crown, there is always the cross. Before the manifestation, there is always the moment where it would be easier to give up. And yet, the ones who receive the promise are the ones who endure that invisible battle and refuse to surrender their vibration. Your test is not proof that you're failing. It's proof that you're close. It's proof that your desire has stirred the energy of the universe so profoundly that it's rearranging the very fabric of your life to prepare you to receive it. The delay, the challenge, the silence, they are birth pains. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. You are being purified of every belief, every fear, every doubt that would sabotage your blessing if it arrived too soon. And once you pass the test, once you hold the vibration steady long enough, the universe has no choice but to yield. It must mirror your knowing. Because by universal law, vibrational matches cannot be denied. They must collide. They must materialize. So if you find yourself in a season of testing, take heart. It means your manifestation is already on the way. It means your soul is strengthening itself to hold a bigger, brighter reality. It means you are closer than you think. One of the greatest challenges on the path of conscious creation is recognizing a test when it appears. Because the truth is, spiritual tests rarely come labeled. They do not arrive with flashing signs saying, "This is it. Stay aligned." Instead, they slip into your life wearing the faces of old patterns, familiar fears, and unexpected delays. They come disguised as the very situations that once triggered you into doubt, as the very emotions that once convinced you to settle, to shrink, to walk away from your highest path. Why? Because a test is never about the surface. It's about your response. The test asks, have you truly changed, or are you still rehearsing the old story? It's easy to say you're aligned when everything is going your way. It's another thing entirely to stay aligned when life feels confusing, when people disappoint you, when opportunities seem to slip away. And that's exactly when the real test unfolds. Recognizing a test requires spiritual discernment. It requires you to step back from the immediate emotion and ask a deeper question. What is this really asking me to affirm about myself? If you can slow down in the moment of pressure, you will often hear the whisper beneath the noise. You will sense that this is not about the person who said no, not about the door that closed, not about the delay in the dream. It's about you. It's about whether you will stay faithful to the unseen reality you have been nurturing within. The test may come in many forms: a job opportunity that looks tempting but feels wrong, a relationship that pulls you back into patterns of unworthiness, a financial challenge that tempts you to panic and retreat, a moment of loneliness that tries to convince you you're forgotten. Each of these is not a punishment. Each is a mirror, reflecting what still needs to be fortified within you. Florence Scovel Shinn said, "Faith knows it is already received and acts accordingly." When you recognize the test, you reclaim your power, because you realize, I am not being attacked. I am being invited to embody the vibration of my vision even more deeply. And every time you choose the higher response, trust over fear, expansion over contraction, alignment over reaction, you shorten the distance between you and your manifestation. Tests often come right before the breakthrough because the universe needs to ensure you won't sabotage the blessing when it arrives. Think about it. If you collapse at the first sign of difficulty, how will you hold the bigger responsibilities that come with answered prayers? If you abandon your worth at the first sign of rejection, how will you sustain the love that is truly meant for you? The test is not meant to break you. It's meant to build the foundation that your new life will stand upon. Recognizing the test is about shifting your perspective from victimhood to empowerment. It's about understanding that the universe is not teasing you. It's trusting you. It's saying, you asked for more. Now show me you're ready to hold more. And here's the secret most miss. Passing the test is not about being perfect. It's about being faithful. It's about realigning quickly when you wobble. It's about speaking the new truth louder than the old story. It's about refusing to shrink back into fear, even when fear feels familiar. If you can do that, even imperfectly, even trembling, you will pass the test. You will rise into the next dimension of your life. You will match the vibration of the reality you've been calling in. And the moment you match it internally, the external must shift to reflect it. It's universal law. It's inevitable. So the next time life feels heavy, confusing, or slow, pause. Ask yourself, what is life inviting me to affirm right now? And choose to affirm your highest truth, no matter what the outer world says. Because when you recognize the test, you stop reacting to circumstances. You start creating them. And that is when the universe moves, not just in small ways, but in miraculous, unimaginable ways to meet you exactly where you stand. Are you tired of attracting the wrong people and ending up in frustrating relationships? The truth is, the love you receive reflects the energy you radiate. If you want to build deeper, healthier, and more abundant connections, you need to shift your energy. In my book, The Law of Attraction in Relationships, I'll show you how to transform your energy and attract the kind of love you truly deserve. Stop repeating the same mistakes. Start your transformation now. Click the link pinned in the first comment and dive in. You have two choices. You can react, or you can respond. Reaction is automatic. It's the old self flaring up. It's fear shouting louder than faith. It's the wounded parts of you grasping for control, collapsing into doubt, retreating into smallness. Reaction is born from survival. It is fast, emotional, and unconscious. But response is different. Response is conscious. It is a sacred pause. It is the willingness to feel the emotion without letting the emotion dictate your vibration. It is the moment you remember, I am not my circumstances. I am not my emotions. I am the awareness choosing my alignment. This shift from reacting to responding is the very heart of passing any spiritual test. Because when you respond, you step into the power of being the cause instead of the effect. You shift from victim to creator. You tell the universe through your actions, your emotions, and your energy, I am ready to hold more. Not just when it's easy, but even now. But how? In the heat of the moment, make that shift. Here are 3 powerful practices. 1. Pause and breathe the moment you feel triggered, by delay, by rejection, by fear. The first step is to pause. Not to suppress the feeling, not to deny it, but to witness it without being swallowed by it. Take a conscious breath. Feel your feet on the ground. Anchor yourself back into presence. Breath is the bridge between reaction and response. Inhale, I am safe. Exhale, I choose to align. This tiny gap of breath interrupts the automatic reaction and opens the door to conscious choice. To not name the pattern when old emotions rise. They are often tied to old stories. Maybe the feeling of being ignored triggers the story, I'm not important. Maybe the delay triggers, good things never happen for me. Instead of fighting the feeling, name it. This is the old pattern of unworthiness trying to surface. Naming the pattern reduces its power. It helps you remember, this feeling is not new, and it's not the truth. It's an old echo. I have the power to choose differently now. 3. Affirm the higher reality after witnessing the emotion and naming the pattern. You choose to align with a higher truth. You declare, even now, I am chosen. Even now, my desires are moving toward me. Even now, I trust the timing of my life. Speak these truths aloud if you can. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that the spoken word carries creative power. It impresses the subconscious mind. It seeds the vibration of faith deeper into your being. Remember, faith is not the absence of feeling. Faith is feeling the fear and choosing the truth anyway. Neville Goddard taught, persist in the assumption that your desire is already fulfilled, no matter what the outer world shows you. To respond instead of react is to persist. It is to continue living, feeling, and acting from the assumption that you are already blessed, even when the evidence has not yet caught up. Because the evidence must catch up. It has no choice. Reality is a mirror, and when your inner vibration stabilizes into certainty, the outer world reshapes itself to match. This is why those who master the art of response seem to live in a different reality. Because they do. They are no longer tossed by every wave of emotion. They are no longer slaves to circumstance. They have become conscious creators responding to life with trust, with vision, with power. And so can you. The next time the test appears, remember, the moment is not trying to defeat you. It is offering you the chance to embody the version of you who is already one. Pause. Breathe. Name the pattern. Affirm the truth. And choose, moment by sacred moment, to respond instead of react. Because in your response lies your transformation. And in your transformation lies the life you have been praying for. There is a secret that all master manifestors understand. The universe doesn't respond to your wishes. It responds to your state of being. When you think about passing a test, it's easy to imagine it as something outside of you. An event, a circumstance, a breakthrough that arrives and signals, you made it. But the truth is more powerful and more liberating than that. You pass the test the moment. You become the version of you who is already passed. You don't wait for evidence. You don't wait for the doors to open. You don't wait for the miracle to appear. You embody the vibration now. You live, breathe, move, and act as the one who already knows that everything they asked for is done. Because in the quantum field, where all possibilities already exist, it is done. The moment you asked, it was created vibrationally. The only thing that determines how quickly you receive it is how fully you align with that version of yourself. This is the heart of embodiment. What does embodiment look like? It's not just thinking positive thoughts. It's not forcing yourself to feel happy every second. It's something deeper, something more stable. It's holding the vibration of gratitude even when the blessing is invisible. It's choosing actions that reflect your new reality, even when it feels uncomfortable. It's releasing the timelines and trusting that what is yours is inevitable. It's letting go of chasing and stepping into receiving. Embodying the version of you who has already passed means you no longer negotiate your worth based on external conditions. You walk differently. You speak differently. You move through life with an inner knowing that shifts the atmosphere around you. Because energy never lies. When you stabilize in a new frequency, the universe must rearrange itself to match you. It's not a reward. It's a law. The shift from wanting to being wanting keeps you in separation from what you desire. Wanting says, it's out there, and I'm here, and I need to chase it. Being says, it's already mine. I'm already it. I am aligned with it now. When you stop vibrating at the frequency of I need and start vibrating at the frequency of I am, everything changes. Opportunities you once would have missed suddenly find you. Relationships you once would have chased now gravitate toward you. Resources, ideas, solutions appear, not because you fought for them, but because you align with them. This is the spiritual technology of embodiment. How to begin embodying today? Here's a simple, yet powerful exercise. Visualize the version of you who is already past. Close your eyes. See yourself living your dream. Notice how you stand, how you speak, how you feel. What decisions do you make? How do you carry yourself? Identify 3 actions that version would take. Would they worry? Would they doubt? Would they second-guess every step? Or would they move with clarity, with confidence, with ease? Write down 3 small but aligned actions you can take today that reflect that reality. Commit to the energy before the evidence will come. But embodiment demands you hold the energy first. Decide, this is who I am now. And let your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors reflect that decision moment by moment. Jesus taught, when you pray, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. Not will believe once you see it, believe now, and the manifestation follows. This is the eternal pattern, first in spirit, then in form. First in vibration, then in matter. You are not waiting for life to change so you can change. You are changing, and life must reflect you. The tests you encounter are not obstacles. They are invitations, opportunities to anchor even deeper into the version of you who already knows the answer is yes. The version who doesn't flinch at silence. The version who doesn't doubt at delay. The version who walks by faith, not by sight. When you embody that, you collapse timelines. You accelerate manifestations. You become magnetic to miracles, because the universe recognizes its own frequency. And when you stand in the vibration of already done, you don't have to force anything to happen. You simply align and receive. There comes a point on every soul's journey when the world goes quiet, when the dreams you've prayed for seem suspended in invisible hands, when the prayers feel unanswered and the promises seem delayed. But now you know, the silence is not a rejection. It is an initiation. You are not being ignored. You are being refined. You are being prepared to hold a blessing larger than your old self could ever contain. Tests are sacred thresholds. They ask, will you trust what you cannot see? Will you believe in what you cannot yet touch? They are not meant to break you. They are meant to make you indestructible, vibrationally unshakable. Because a soul that knows how to trust without evidence becomes unstoppable. You have now seen the patterns, the illusion of being ignored, the hidden nature of spiritual tests, the critical choice to respond instead of react, the sacred art of embodying the version of yourself who is already one. Each step, each awareness, each act of faith moves you closer to your manifestation. Or rather, it moves you into the vibrational reality where your manifestation already exists. This is the paradox and the power of conscious creation. You don't chase your desires. You become the energetic match to them. And by law, by certainty, they must appear. Take this to heart. Every delay is preparing your foundation. Every silence is sharpening your faith. Every closed door is redirecting you towards something greater than you can yet imagine. The universe is always responding, not to your need, not to your timeline, but to your vibration. And when you hold the vibration of already done, the universe rushes to meet you. It cannot resist you, because you are no longer separate from your desire. You have become it. So today, wherever you are on your journey, whether you are in the fire of testing, the stillness of waiting, or the threshold of breakthrough, trust. Trust deeper than your emotions. Trust louder than your fears. Trust stronger than the evidence around you. Because your life is not shaped by what you see. It is shaped by what you believe, persistently, relentlessly, joyfully, even in the absence of proof. You are passing the test, with every choice to stay in alignment, with every breath of faith, with every step forward when the way isn't clear. You are proving, not to the universe, but to yourself, that you are ready. Ready to receive, ready to hold, ready to live the life your soul already knows belongs to you. The universe rewards those who trust, and your reward is closer than you can imagine. Stay the course. You are almost there. And when the breakthrough arrives, as it surely will, you will recognize it not as a surprise, but as the inevitable consequence of the trust you dared to hold when no one else could see. Because you didn't need them to see. You saw. You believed. And that was enough. It always was.